Hey, it's me, your sister Shy Soul. Just wanted to come on to share some things that has happened. So, starting with my mama, Miss Marjorie. She's back in the hospital, and the place where she was going for rehab after COVID, this place was crap. They were calling my mom combative, uh, not cooperative, and all this sort of stuff. When, someone who's been on dialysis for a long time, they're used to things being a certain way, and she experiences pain sometimes, and I don't understand what the pain is that she experiences. But she refused treatment twice because they weren't accommodating and they weren't listening. You know, So, unfortunately, my mother fainted and she had to be taken to the emergency room where she is now. And her white blood cell count was down, and that's probably why she fainted and not why what they told us. We come to find out they were rustling through her things. My mom is an amputee. They lost her wheelchair and her prosthesis. They lost a leg. But it has been found there's two investigations going on at this place. The one good thing that came out of the conversation with my mom yesterday, I was so tired, is that she is finally going to consider to move down here because there's only so much my sister and I can do 1700 plus miles away. And I can't tell you how many times this week I cried because I feel like I couldn't do anything for her, except make phone calls. And this place was so incompetent. You know, they're either not answering the phone or placing you on hold for long periods of time where I had to call back at least 6 times. And if she was here, if something like that would have happened, I'd have told my supervisor, I need to go take care of something real quick, and I'll be right back. Because I remember one time when I was married and I had gotten a phone call from my mom. My mom had just had her leg amputated. She was in rehab in one of the best rehab places in Chicago. And so my ex husband and I were on our way back from the movie theater, all the way out in Crestwood, right? Now, those of you in Chicago, when I tell you where I had to go, you'll understand. You may know where I'm talking about. So she calls me and says, her bed railing fell off. She was calling the nurse and nobody was responding. And I'm like, huh? What? So I told my ex-husband, I was like, we need to go figure it out. Drove from Crestwood to the west side. Walked up in that place as if I owned it. Went to her room first to see what was going on. By that time, they had put the bed rail on. I made sure she was okay. I came back out to the nurse's station, was asking them, why is my mother sitting up here saying that you guys are not helping? Why must she sit up here and call me to tell you guys to come up here to do something? See, that's the type of stuff me and my sister don't play with. And that's the type of shit that we were going through this week. But like I said, the one good thing, she said she would consider doing it. And I am so happy because that is something she was supposed to do a long time ago. But because of certain situations, and I ain't even about to get into that discussion right now, um, she didn't. But now she's thinking about it. So pray for us because I need that woman down here. Like I need breath. You know, I just need her. I need my mama here. That's the bottom line. So, in other things, I finally had the conversation with my person. I'm still going to call him my person. And, I told him that I did not want him to hold on while I figured things out. And Of course, he was upset, and he figured that that's what was going that I was going to move on. He said that a long time ago, and he mentioned something to me that he's mentioned to me some months ago when I first started talking to him about me making this steps to the journey back to self. And he said he liked that title. So, yep, the journey back to self. And so he asked me, he was like, if I asked you to marry me, would you? In the past, I always said, yes, I would marry. I would have married him in a heartbeat. But he, that time when he asked me, I told him I don't know. I told him I couldn't answer that. And he said to me earlier this week that he knew that that was the end, because normally I'd been like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's some things that, we discussed, you know, one of the things being that, when he stepped on our relationship, I didn't handle it the best. I handled it emotionally because I was extremely emotional at that time. And I did it in front of my children, which did not give them a good impression of him anymore. Even when we got back together and I told them that, we are working things out, they just never understood that because their generation, and I'm learning a lot about multi-generational communication, their thinking is, why do that? But I come from a generation and had previous generations where people mess up, but because of your commitment to your significant other, partner, spouse, however it works, you work those things out if you're able to. And we were able to work them out. And, but, you know, I just couldn't tell him that just, I don't think I wanted to, I know, I didn't want to marry him. I just didn't. I didn't. And I could not really answer that. And it was hard. And he called me yesterday out the blue because he said, you said something to me that made me think that there's somebody. And I told him, I said, if there is, there's really nothing for me to tell you. Because I was like, there's nothing to tell. Because he was like, because you said that if we took pictures, if we went to Vegas, that you didn't want me to post them. I was like, no, I didn't want you to. Because I was like, just think about it. I said, when I was there in July, we took a lot of pictures. And I said, I didn't post not a picture because I kept those pictures to myself. Everybody didn't know that we were still together. Everybody didn't know that we got back together. And everybody doesn't need to know everything until they need to know. Or those who need to know, they know. And that's how I'm leaving it at that. He doesn't need to know. Those who need to know what's going on, they already know. But at some point, he'll probably find out, you know. But I think that, and I told him, we've been way better friends than we've been, you know, a couple, you know. But I just got off the phone with a girlfriend of mine who lives in Chicago. Mentioned her before. And she was just like, he was okay with the way things were. And I was too. We said 6 months to a year, but it had become a year and a half. And, you know, he was okay with the way things were. And I was too for a moment until I realized that it wasn't moving, it wasn't going anywhere. And I just didn't want to continue with the way things weren't going. And, you know, I just, it was just time to move on for the both of us. And I asked him that too. I said, since I talked about this, I was like, have you done self reflection? And he was like, no. And I see that's part of the problem because I'm doing a lot of self reflecting for myself. And, it's, it's, I'm going to miss the hell out of him. But I did tell him if I ever come back to Chicago, expect a phone call. Expect a phone call. Because, he's still my friend, you know. And because he was talking about coming down here. But if he did, I mean, if he does by that time, maybe he would know about, what's going on in my life. Maybe. But, yeah, it did end okay because he kept calling me back and calling me back because he's really realizing that he misses me, you know, but not missing me enough to have made that move. Man, when I'm telling you, when one door closes, another one opens. And God is still in the blessing business, and I know I am being blessed by things that I'm experiencing now, and it's wonderful. I never had this before, and I'm looking forward to it continuing. It's exciting. Well, I'm gonna stop because I'm getting mushy. Y'all know I get mushy, but I appreciate y'all listening as always. Always, I should go do some homework. I really should, so that I could get started on. Well, I already started on next week, so. But anyway, y'all, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Leave a comment as to, whatever. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so that you know when I post another video. Thank you all for listening. Appreciate y'all. Peace.